Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be talking about the southern and southeastern severe threats. Now this is a multi-day severe threat with the severe weather starting today and continuing through tomorrow. This is coming with a system that will eventually become a nor'easter, but before that happens we have some dry line action, we have some cold front action, and that could bring some serious thunderstorms. Wind, hail, tornadoes, all in play. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. So we're starting off on the Storm Prediction Center, and we have the categorical outlook up right now. So we have a lot of area under a slight risk. Now this could be upgraded to enhanced throughout the day today, but right now it is at slight, and 191,000 square miles and 25.8 million people are in that area. In terms of the marginal risk, we have 150,000 square miles and 8.2 million people. Some of the biggest cities that are at risk today are Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, and Fort Worth in Texas. So in terms of tornadoes, we have two areas at 5% risk, and that includes Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, areas of Texas, a couple cities in there, both of those being south of Dallas but north of Houston, and Norman, Oklahoma in this little area up in Oklahoma near the Texas border. Many areas in the 2% risk, and that includes Houston, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City. Now, in terms of winds, the areas that were in that 5% chance of receiving a tornado have 50% chances of high winds, and those areas in the 2% chance for tornadoes are in the 5% chance of strong winds. Hail is about the same, just combining those two areas, and if you are in the slight risk, you have a 15% chance of hail, and if you are in the marginal, you have a 5% chance. We also have a significant severe threat, which is probably the most significant area, and that includes Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, and Arlington, Texas. So those are the areas that will be right at the peak of the severe threat, and will be getting the most of those very strong thunderstorms. Speaking of which, we are on the NAM 3-kilometer model. We're starting off with the simulated radar, and let's go through that now. So we have a low pressure that is in Texas. That'll start to pull up some Gulf moisture, and that all starts to combine with the very dry air from the desert southwest, and we get some thunderstorms forming here. And it starts in the south, but eventually it makes its way up north as the low pressure develops, and on that northern edge is actually where most of the capability of this system is before it all starts to move to the north and east and eventually end up being a nor'easter. So there is a secondary threat in the southeast as this storm continues. Now, as this storm progresses, there could be more thunderstorms in terms of strong winds and hail, but the tornado risk does go down in the southeast. So let's move on here. This is the mixed layer cape, and all you need to know is that the higher we go on the scale here, the more likely there is to be lightning, which is a clear indicator of severe thunderstorms. So we start to get into the risk here, and you see that dry line is very clear, and we start to see these blues popping up. Now that is a moderate risk, and then as we continue on, these oranges and yellows, those are those high risks of those severe thunderstorms popping up. So as we move into the southeast, that threat does come back, but it is a little bit weaker, and eventually all of this kind of goes away as the overall cold front leaves off the east coast. Now, here is the bulk shear, Now, with bulk shear, we want to see the greatest difference, but at this scale, the thunderstorms are going to be too small, so we're just going to be looking for areas with the highest number, so in those reds primarily. So throughout the day today, there are very small areas that can be seen, those reds, right along in those severe thunderstorms. But they're also next to areas that have very low areas, which is that difference, that shearing, and that could cause some tornadoes. Now, as we get into the southeast, we don't see those big differences, but we do see high numbers, which means that there is a chance for tornadoes. I just believe that right now, based on the shearing as well as the moisture that I'll be getting into the system, that the southeast severe threat will be a little bit lower. Not by much, just slightly lower. And that should be right here. So here is the categorical risk, and our probabilistic is 15%. Now this is just for severe weather, since we are pretty far out. There should be an update to the storm prediction centers throughout the day today, and we should get some more information on the southeast severe threat. Right now, earliest indicators do show a slight risk, probably not into that enhanced risk. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.